My name is Aisha Sampson, and today on Baptism Overland, I'm going to show you what the hell I have in these two kits and why you might want to build your own. Welcome to the very first video of a new series / playlist that I want to start calling Let's Carry. Less scary? Let's carry. See, here's the thing. I am a huge fan of EDC. EDC, as in everyday carry, not the Electric Daisy Carnival with rave music. Now let me just make it clear that this is not an EDC channel, nor is this going to transition into some sort of EDC channel. Quite frankly, there are tons of better EDC channels out there that you can go and watch. So if I am going to crank out some EDC videos, I at least want to make sure that it's related to overlanding and camping and outdoors, the things that this channel is about. It should also be noted that I'm calling the series Let's Carry and not some sort of name with the word EDC in it, because the term EDC has sort of diverged from what EDC is supposed to mean. Everyday carry is supposed to be stuff that you carry with you on a daily basis. Your watch, your keys, your flashlight, your pocket knife. And yet we have started using the term EDC just as a catch-all for gear, and I don't want to misrepresent this series. I would rather just say let's carry, because these are items that I've kitted out that I want to share with you so you can see the different kits I've built in different areas of overlanding, camping type scenarios. Which brings us to this video, which I'm very excited to share with you, the two kits that I've built that I started calling the Vehicle Quick Grab Toolkits. Now let me preface by saying that these kits are not 100% originally my idea. In fact, this was actually inspired when I first saw a video done by Best Damn EDC on the toolkit that lives in my car. And so I looked at that video, made some tweaks myself, and this is what I'm sharing with you now on how I built out mine. So what are they? Well, imagine you're in your vehicle and you just need something really quick. Maybe you need a knife, maybe you need a flashlight. Maybe you just need a pen, and you don't want to have to dig through all the stuff that's in your vehicle just to grab what you need. That's where these come in. Truth be told, the reason why I even wanted to build one of these kits to begin with was I was out shopping with my wife in her 4Runner, and I had bought something that came in one of those plastic packaging that's always hard to open. And I went to look in my pockets for a pocket knife and realized that I forgot it at home, which is something I never do. So I asked her, do you have something that I can open this with? And she was like, no, I don't. So I used one of my keys to kind of just cut it open, and I was like, I'm never letting this happen again. So I decided to build a kit with things that my wife may not think about, but if she needed it or if I needed it in her vehicle, we have it. And that's why I have two, because one stays in the Jeep and one stays in the 4Runner. Now, what makes these kits different than the ones I've seen other people build online is that these don't have survival stuff. Like, I don't need to put water purification tablets or survival cards where you can pop out a fishing hook. Like, why would I need that when I'm at Target? This is just for quick grab, things that I need on the fly. Besides, all that survival stuff I already have in my get-home bag, or if I need medication and Band-Aids, I have first aid kits already in the vehicle, so I don't need to put that in here. Again, this is just really for creature comforts, stuff that you might need when you're sitting in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat right away and you don't want to have to go through your entire vehicle looking for something specific. It's all going to be in here. So let me show you what's inside. Okay, first up, the kit that stays in the Jeep. This is the Maxpedition Fatty. It's big enough to carry everything that I needed to carry, but it's not so big that it's obnoxious. It fits in my palms real nicely, and this fits in my glove compartment perfectly. It has enough pockets for me to put stuff in, and also enough loops for me to put all my tools through. All right, starting over on this side, first the multi-tool. And for multi-tool, I decided to go with SOG or SOG or whatever it is you guys want to call it. Normally, I like to carry Leatherman, and in my pocket is usually a Leatherman. But in a situation where I might need another multi-tool, then I decided to go with SOG because I really like the price point on this, and I love the finish, and it has all the tools that I basically am ever going to need out and about. So first off, you have your pliers. Now, this is not a spring-loaded pliers. It's just one of those that you have to manually open and close. But what I also like about this kit is that All the tools are accessible from the outside. So on one side, you have your basic long knife, you have bottle opener, you also have your Phillip head screwdriver, you have an awl. I use an awl more than anything else because we're always prying or poking at stuff, and I find myself needing an awl all the time. See what I did there? And then obviously you have your serrated knife as well. That's just good for cutting rope or whatever. And then on the other side, you also have another serrated saw. You have also a pry bar, and pry bars are much needed because we're always prying at something. So this is a smaller pry bar. And then you have another knife, and then you have this tool, which to this day, I'm still trying to figure out what this is. I might be an idiot. So for MultiTool, SOG Power Access Deluxe. Speaking of pry bar, that's when I bring out the Gerber. This is just your basic pry bar, but it also works when you need just a box cutter. You can replace the blades, so if you don't want to utilize all the blades that are in here and dull them, at least you can replace this. This is good for opening boxes, or like in that situation where I had a plastic case and I needed to open it. That's what this was good for. And then on the other side, you have your pry bar and again, bottle opener. Why does every tool have to have a bottle opener? This is a much stronger pry bar than what you're gonna get in here, much more robust if you really need to pick at it, and you can also pull out nails with this as well. Now for the knife, I decided to go with the Leatherman Free K2. Now let me just say that this is not my favorite knife. I carry a pocket knife with me all the time. I have a collection of them, but because this is a reserve knife, like where I just might need a knife later, I decided to go with Leatherman Free K2. Not the best knife, but it will do the job when you need it to. And then also what I liked about the Free K2 is that it comes with tools in the back. So if you needed like a flathead, or you needed a pry bar, or you needed a screwdriver, it's all in here. I just decided to get something that is somewhat multi-tooly, but at the same time, it's still a knife. Also in here, I have the SOG bits that the multi-tool came with. Again, why I bought this multi-tool was because bang for buck. Like normally when you buy a Leatherman, you won't get the bit kit, but with the SOG, you get the multi-tool and you get the bit kit with it, so you can change out the bits. You need a Phillips screwdriver, you need a flathead, or you need hex. It's all right here. Roll of electrical tape. It looks like a dinky roll of electrical tape. Why? Because I have a bigger roll that's already in my toolbox. But sometimes when you're in the front seat or you're driving and you just need to tape something up really quickly, then you can just grab this without having to go through your toolbox to go grab a bigger roll. And then I have a Lansky knife sharpener. I'm not going to be sharpening knives on the road, but if I just need a quick sharpen real quick with one of my pocket knives or whatever, this will do the trick, and they're not very expensive at all. I've also got seam grip. This is great stuff. It's an adhesive that will basically seal up some seams. So if you get a rip somewhere, like anything that's nylon, you might get a rip on your windbreaker or something like that, and you just need to pull something out real quick. That's already in here. Now in the pocket, I've got a tent patch kit. I realized that I can use this on the fly if I bust something like in my tent, something bigger that this thing can't handle, then I can use this. Wet wipes. On the other side of that, I've got paper clips and I've got safety pins. I also have a microfiber cloth. This is good for cleaning sunglasses, or because I'm a photographer, I might need one of these on the fly. If I needed to clean off a lens or something and I forgot it, well, at least I know now that I have one in my kit. Earplugs. Things get loud and you might want to put these on. And then never forget this. Always have a short charging cable somewhere. A lot of times I bring power banks with me and I always forget to bring the cable. So I always carry a spare cable for the phone in this kit. Now in the middle, I have the Olight Baton 3. This is my go-to light whenever I'm going camping or overlanding. I don't use headlamps. I use this. All I do is I clip this to the brim of my hat, and this is what I use to get around. This thing is ridiculously bright, and that's why I like to use this for camping. And I like that it's also magnetic based, so that if, let's say, I just need to pop it somewhere, it'll stick on anything metal and I can illuminate what I need to illuminate. I do have bigger flashlights, stuff that I keep in the Jeep for emergency, roadside. I also have one that I carry in my pocket. But this is the one that I use when I go camping and overlanding, so I just keep it in this kit so I don't ever forget to bring it. And then, this might seem weird, but this is a travel tape measure. Now, we never carry tape measures in our toolkits. Maybe some of you do, but normally we don't. And we keep them usually at home. We're doing home improvement stuff. But this has come in handy a lot of times. In fact, when I did my lift, I used this to see, okay, how much lift did I gain? So it's always good to just have a pocket one, something small. If you don't want to carry those humongously big contractor ones, this is a good thing to have, and you can just basically do your measuring as you need to. Over here, I've got little packets of crazy glue. Always, always have crazy glue. Things are always breaking. And when you have kids and they're breaking things, it's always good to have a little bit of crazy glue on you. And then I also carry with me the gear drive. This is the smaller one. This is just for quick grab. What I like about the gear drive is that whatever it is you're trying to bolt into place, this can adjust. All right, next up, a nail cutter. Do you know how many times I've been sitting in the Jeep waiting for my wife to get out of the store or something like that, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to cut my nails. And I never have a nail cutter around. So I'm like, I'm gonna put a nail cutter in this kit. It has nail cutter on one side, and then on the other side, you have just little tools that you might need. There's a little rinky-dinky knife. I will never be using this knife to cut anything, but if you want to get into your nails with it, you can do that. And then it also has a file, so that actually helps because you can file your nails. And then on the other side, you have a pair of scissors. Now, these scissors are not going to be the best, of course, but it'd be good to cut thread or whatever that's like coming out of your shirt or something. You can just kind of nip it with that. But again, I probably will never use this, probably will never use this. I really only just use the nail cutter and the file that it comes with. Mini clamps. I'm a photographer and I need to pin things all the time. You may not necessarily need it, but you might also find a lot of uses for this stuff. This is great for doing a bunch of different things, and they're only like, what, 50 cents at like Home Depot? Grab a few of these and just drop them everywhere because you just never know when you just might need to clamp something together that's small. Paracord. Okay, not for survival, right? But this is just, I need to tie something up. That's why there's not a lot of it in here, just enough for me to get something tied up if I needed to. Sharpie, setting out packages or whatever, going to the post office and forgetting to bring a pen. Sharpie. An extra lighter. Batteries. I usually try to keep AAA and AA. I actually need to stock up on the AA's because I've used them. Zip ties and Velcro ties. Do not underestimate the power of Velcro ties and zip ties. They come in handy for so many things. Just tying off cords or putting stuff and making sure that it stays put. That's why I have a lot of clampy type stuff, because I'm always needing to clamp things together. Roll of duct tape. I have a huge roll of duct tape in my toolbox, but in a pinch, I also have folded ones in here when I need it. You know, dude wipes, I have a bunch of these packets, so I just scatter them all over the place because you just never know when you need to flush and use the bathroom and flush and you need to bring your own. Or we just need to wipe and clean yourself off. This is good for, you know, camping and overlanding, that type of stuff. So I just carry a pack of it. And that is basically everything that is in here. And then finally, the kit that stays in the Forerunner. This is the Maxpedition EDC organizer, and I chose this particular organizer because it's slimmer than the Fatty and it's also smaller because my wife doesn't need as much of the stuff that I might need. A lot of my stuff has some photography stuff in it, things that I normally always use, but for her, I just needed stuff that when she needs something quick, that's what's in here, and it's not overly complicated that she doesn't know what's in here anymore. I made hers green on purpose. One, she likes green. So I decided to do everything like in a green type of theme. But what makes that good is so that if a tool is laying out somewhere, then I know which kit it belongs in, right? So I'll know, oh, that's supposed to go in this kit versus the other kit. So having everything color-coded in that way, that's what makes this easy to manage. For her multi-tool, I put in the Gerber, I believe this is called the Gerber suspension. This was actually my very first multi-tool that I ever owned. This is one of those that I got at Walmart when one of the first few times I'd gone camping and wanted to have a multi-tool with me. The same with the SOG, all the tools are accessible from the outside as well. This also has pliers, but this one is spring-loaded. That one springs back. And then on the outside, you have your basic tools there as well. Your knife, flathead or pry bar, you have your Phillips, and then you have your saw, which is right here. The only thing about this particular one is that it's sort of hard to remove everything. So there's your saw. And then on the other side, so there's your saw, there's also your bottle openers, a smaller pry bar, oh, your scissors. There you go. So there's that. So, you know, it's a good tool. I'd still use it if I needed to. Again, I carry a multi-tool with me, so I'll never really need to bust this out. But if in the event that my wife needs something, then she knows she has a multi-tool on hand. Next to that, I've got a lighter, camo. Now for knife, I decided to give her the K-Bar Dozier. K-Bar makes really good knives. For the price and the quality, K-Bar makes some good ones, and this is the Dozier. This came in right around 25 bucks. Not expensive at all. Really good action, and the only thing that I don't like about this knife in particular is that it's a lock back, like a slip joint. Not really my thing. I like access locks or liner locks, but this will do, and it's plenty sharp. So you need a knife, or if I need a knife sitting in our front seat because I forgot mine, be good to reach for this. And then same thing that I got in my kit, but this one is green. This is the Gerber box cutter. Again, you can replace the blades. And then also you have your pry bar. I also gave her a carabiner. If she has stuff that she's carrying with her and we need to hang it somewhere or whatever, especially with my son, like he might have his, you know, his swim bag or his taekwondo bag and she needs to change him in the bathroom, then she can usually put this on his bag and then hang it off a hook somewhere. And then in here is the Mighty Hanks. What I love about Mighty Hanks is that they're handkerchiefs, but on the other side, they're microfiber. So that's what I love about these. You can clean sunglasses, glasses, lenses, whatever. I also gave her some paracord, not a lot. Again, just something to tie things off if she needs it. And then I also gave her a Goal Zero quick power charger for the phone or whatever. A lot of times I use this too. Like we'll be out somewhere and battery runs dead or whatever. At least now we have a power bank in here. Nothing expensive, nothing crazy. It gives you juice for just one charge. I do need to add, now that I see it, I do need to add a cable. Again, I'm always forgetting the cable, and so I better add one in here before I forget. Also has some crazy glue, same as mine. Also gave her the same nail cutters, Sharpie. And then for flashlight, instead of giving her like the Baton 3, I gave her the i3T EOS from Olight. This is green. I love the finish on this light. I mean, just look how nice their OD green is. And this is plenty sharp. Like if you hold it long enough, I mean, look how bright that gets. Again, Velcro straps. Always good to have something to strap things down with. And then I also gave her the Gerber dime. Look how tiny and cute that is. This one also has a little tiny pair of pliers that spring back, but this is better for sometimes than these when you need to do like much smaller things, like little pieces of wire that you just need to turn. And I'd probably bust this out before I bust this one out because this is so clunky and big, where this one, I might just need something really quick and simple. Everything from your files to a pry bar, and you got a knife there, and then you got one more, I believe, knife, or yeah, another pry bar, I believe that is. Right there, or wire cutter, that's what that is. So you get enough stuff in here. I don't necessarily need this to have a knife because again, there's tons of knives already in this kit. And then a clip. She'll have like documents and stuff that she needs to put together all the time. So I just threw a couple of these in there for her. A pair of earplugs, also some paper clips, also some safety pins, and also some wet wipes. Duct tape, rolled up, not a lot. Zip ties. And then finally, just some self-care stuff. Dental floss, toothpicks, and cotton swabs. And that is basically it. Simple for this kit as well. Not a lot going on in here, but again, just stuff that we might need on the fly. That's it. See? Simple. Nothing crazy, no frills. Now I know some of you are probably looking at this like, you're still missing a lot of stuff, dude. Where is this? And where's that? And what are you gonna do in this scenario? What are you gonna do when this happens? See, the issue that I've had with some of the kits that I've seen people build online when I was trying to get ideas for this is that a lot of their kits are usually centered around survival, which is fine. You should have that type of stuff. But I tend to look at the stuff they put in their kits like, yeah, I'm not gonna need that. I'm literally sitting in the Best Buy parking lot. I don't need to start a fire with a ferro rod. Now, in the situation where I do need to, like if I'm stuck in the woods somewhere or if we're overlanding or camping, then I have all that stuff already in the Jeep. I have everything from first aid kits to fire starters. All that stuff is in there. This is just for quick grab. Things that I need on the fly that I never seem to have in the vehicle, and now I do. If you're gonna build out a kit like this, make it as simple as possible, because the more you put in it, then the more you'll forget what's in it. I used to have this thing packed to capacity. I used to just jam pack it with a whole bunch of random stuff. And then one day I found myself going to Walmart because I needed safety pins. And then I remembered, oh, wait a minute, I have safety pins. But I just forgot because I had so much stuff in here. But after I pared it down to just the essential stuff, then now I always know. Like if I need to cut my nails, boom, I got a nail cutter. If I need to tie something down, then I got some zip ties and Velcro straps. I got crazy glue. I know what's in each of these kits without me having to try to remember the little things I've stuffed in there. And that's why these are so helpful, because they're really just the little things that you wish you had on hand and you always seem to forget to bring it. Look at your own life. Look at the times that you've forgotten things and like, okay, how can I put it all in one kit so that I'll always remember to have it inside my vehicle when and if I need it. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here that I know will come in handy, just not only for when you're overlanding and camping, but just for your daily errands. I mean, we are always in our vehicles, right? So make it easy on yourself and have all the stuff that you need. All that other stuff, emergency, survival, all that, you'll have that. You'll have your tools. You'll have a full set of wrenches. This is just throw in your glove compartment, and when you need it, you need to open a letter and you need a knife, boom, there it is. And that is what this is about. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for this really simple video this week. I'm working on a bigger video that I'll be releasing in the next couple of weeks. So that's been taking up a lot of my time because there's a lot of coordination that I have to do with that particular video. But I didn't want to just not release something this week. So I decided to do something real simple and just show you guys the toolkit that I keep in both my vehicles. If you did find it useful, if you got some ideas off of it, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and also consider following us on Patreon so we can continue to make more content like this. And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at BaptismOverland. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time.